This week, the president held a meeting with leaders in the American Muslim community. At first, the White House refused to release the names of those who attended, but then quietly handed out the list as part of a press briefing. Surprisingly, my next guest was not invited, but he's a former U.S. Navy commander and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Zuhdi, you spent 11 years in the Navy, and you're the head of the American Islamic Forum. Why do you think you weren't invited to the White House?
Well, because I don't fit the narrative, and neither do, I mean, it's really not just about me. We could have given him 23 names of Muslims that are reformists. The narrative they want is an echo chamber of Muslims that will come and say how we are victims and woe is us about the bigotry of America against Muslims, and this is the biggest priority, versus those of us that believe that we have a cancer within the House of Islam and want to really take responsibility for a jihad against the jihad, and he doesn't want to deal with that, so he's a collectivist that chose these so-called leaders to really just sing the tune that it's all America's fault. And the other issue is that these are clearly Muslims that are not against the Brotherhood and not against any Islamist movement globally.
All right, and what about the fact that the White House said they were discussing, hate crimes against Muslims and the concern that Muslim parents have that their kids are embarrassed to say they're Muslim, but they also talked about Obamacare. What's that about?
Well, it's interesting, they want to make it relevant so that they make it appear that it's not just dealing with the jihad and other issues, that it has relevance to domestic policy. So they want to carve out certain issues and make it appear that, well, he's met with other faith groups related to Obamacare, so he wants to address Muslim issues so that they feel special. And, I'll tell you, at this time, it's just the wrong time for addressing. If he wants to have an Obamacare discussion with Muslims, talk to Muslim physician groups that exist. It's sort of odd to talk to a comedian, basketball player, and others about issues that are related to Obamacare. It's just really filling the slot of a, checking the box that we're appeasing the victim mongers.
Well, apparently America's Islamist movement danced in the streets, you say, posting the quote about Christians getting off their high horses. How do you know that?
CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations. By the way, Sherman Jackson met with the president, and he's raised money and spoken at a number of CARE fundraisers. If you go to CARE's website, you'll see on their homepage a press release that says, we congratulate the president on his statement. So basically, almost to the tune, they go and applaud the president for calling out Christians and take those quotes and put it on their homepage. So who is that helping? That's why many of us said that his comparison to the Crusades was not helpful, because we Muslims need a leg up to the horse of liberty. Give us a leg up. Don't tell us that Christians are on a high horse that need to come down to the disaster that is in almost every Islamic country that needs reform. That's absurd. The comparison was inappropriate because the president doesn't have a vision about how to confront political Islam around the world. He just wants to continue this absurd whack-a-mole program.
All right. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.